to Thriving Against the Odds. I'm Cheryl Johnson, your host, and today I have an amazing young lady who will be sharing her story in regards to breast cancer. Her name is Maria Betzabe Diaz, and it is such a pleasure to finally meet you in person.
Nice to finally meet you in person, too.
Yes, it's great. Maria, thank you so much for taking time. I know you're a busy medical student. You've got a lot going on. But we'll get into that in just a moment. But just tell the audience a little bit about who you are and where you were born and raised and how you got to Columbus, Georgia.
Of course. So I was born in Mexico, and I actually go by my middle name, Betzabe.
Okay.
So like Maria is like a family name. So like, my grandmother, great-grandmother, that's her family name. But so I was born in Mexico, and then I came to Dalton, Georgia, which is a small town.
North Georgia. I have colleagues that are there.
Carpet capital of the world.
Yes.
So we were like right up against the Tennessee border.
Yes.
And I've lived there ever since I was 5.
Yeah.
So I grew up there. It's a thriving Hispanic community.
Yes.
It's beautiful.
It is.
And I went to undergrad there, Dalton State.
Oh, okay.
Yes. And then in college is where I decided that I wanted to pursue medical school. So I applied, and then I got accepted into Columbus. Not Columbus, Mercer University.
Mercer, yes,
Sorry.
yes.
The chemo's been making my throat really dry.
I understand. No worries. You're fine.
But I got accepted into Mercer University, and then I got accepted into their Columbus campus.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
And
So you didn't have to go to Atlanta, the big city.
Columbus is a lot bigger than Dalton, so it was a bit of a change for me. But I've been here in Columbus for about 3 years now, going on 4.
Okay.
And I loved it. I like Columbus. I like the Riverwalk. It's really nice, and and I got to pursue my dream of becoming a doctor. I'm still pursuing my dream of becoming a doctor.
Yes.
And that's been amazing.
Awesome. So tell us a little bit about your journey as far as you finding out that you had the C word, the big C word. What were you going through? How did you discover, or what was going on? Share with that.
So I am actually, I forgot to mention that I'm 29 now. I just turned 29.
Okay.
But I was 28 when I was diagnosed. And only 1% of all breast cancer diagnoses are made under the age of 30.
Under 30.
So
you're in the 1%.
I always wanted to make the 1%, just not this 1%.
Just not this 1%, but there's a purpose behind this. Yeah.
So thank you for asking me, because I really want to share advocacy and promote that in younger women.
Yes.
So my journey actually started when I was 22.
Okay.
I had a fibroadenoma, which is just a benign breast lump, and I felt it, and we had done ultrasounds. It was fine. And then at the end, I ended up deciding to have it removed.
Okay.
And when we removed it, they said it was the size of a lime. So it was a pretty substantial fibroadenoma.
Wow.
We removed it. They did pathology when I was 22. Everything was fine. And they told me that I had fibrocystic breast disease. So then that meant that my breasts are denser
thicker.
Yeah, they feel thicker, denser. And it would make it a little bit harder for me to feel masses in the future, or I may get another fibroadenoma in the future. So that was when I was 22. Fast forward, I graduated from college. I'm working a few years to save up money.
Where'd you go to college?
At Dalton State.
Dalton State,
yes.
That's right.
Dalton State College.
Okay.
And I graduate. I'm working to save up money to apply for med school, and I get accepted. Yay! And my first year in med school, I was just so busy adjusting to everything that I really didn't notice anything in my right breast, like a visible mass, until towards the end of my first year. And when I felt it, it was small, and I was like, "It's another fibroadenoma." Like I I'm not even going to.
Just too busy for this.
I'm
I don't
too-
have
yes.
time.
I'm
Okay.
trying to survive medical school right now.
Right. Oh my God. Oh, I can imagine medical
so
school.
you know, like everything just kind of that just got kind of pushed to the side, and I didn't think much of it because I mean, in my mind, like it was just another fibroadenoma. Like I've done this, been here, done that. You know, didn't think much of it. Towards the end of my second year, I felt like it started to grow, and I said, okay, well, this is not anything new. It grew last time. You know. It just felt a little different this time. Instead of like a round circular mass, it felt more. It was less spherical. It was less irregular. But what's funny is that in med school they teach us that breast cancer is a painless breast mass.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I have pain with mine. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
that's
it's
right.
painful. Like it's a fibroadenoma. Pain comes with your period, comes and goes. Like,
Right.
you know, in my
your
little
mind.
medical school brain, I was like, this is a fibroadenoma.
Right.
And finally, like it started to grow to the point where there was a visible fullness in my right breast.
Okay.
Compared to my left breast. And I said, okay, well, my boyfriend was the one that was like, you need to get that checked out. And I was like, okay, you're right. And by then, this was the end of my third year.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yes. But again, I didn't think much of it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I had even told my primary care doctor because she had felt it. And I was like, yeah, don't freak out. Like, you know, I've had this for a while, like fibroadenoma, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, hey, I finally want to get it checked out. Can we get an ultrasound? And she's like, yeah, that's fine. And it was right at the end of my third year because I was wrapping up my third year.
Wrap it up here.
And we went to go get the ultrasound, and the ultrasound tech was looking at me, and she was like, let me go talk to the radiologist real quick.
Okay.
And then she, like, goes and talks to the radiologist, and then she comes back, and she's like, he wants to do a breast biopsy. And I was like, why? Why? Like, why, you know, in my mind,
Sure.
again, fibroadenoma, right? I'm 28. I have no family history of breast cancer. I've never had anything wrong with me ever. I already have fibrocystic breast disease. You know, this is another fibroadenoma. And she's like, well, the mass looks irregular. And I was like, okay. And then she was like, but look at your lymph node. And she showed me my lymph node on the screen. And I was like, okay. This looks a little serious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So then we did the breast biopsy, which I feel like as far as like in my journey, that was the hardest part was the breast biopsy because I was not prepared for it. And then like you're not allowed to have anyone in there and you're awake. And it's just, that was a very, I think that was the hardest experience so far, like as far as like pain wise,
Sure.
mentally and physically. And we did the breast biopsy, and a week later, they called me in for the results, and I was actually kind of running late. And
because you had patients, you were in school, you had stuff to do.
Yeah, no, and so the way med school works, actually, it's really the end of our third year, we start our fourth year, and the fourth year is basically just we still do rotations, but we focus on applying for residencies. And
gotcha.
we schedule away rotations to like other hospitals in other cities. And when I went in for my biopsy results on Wednesday, that Sunday I was leaving for an away rotation in Washington, D.C.
Oh, wow.
So I went in Wednesday, you know, he's going to tell me it's a fibroadenoma.
Yeah.
And, you know, he sits me down and he was like, you have breast cancer. And for a second, I felt like I hallucinated.
So did you take someone with you or were you alone?
No, I was alone. I was completely alone because I was not expecting
You were
this.
just thinking, they've been here, done that. I'm just going to keep on moving. And
I was like, it's going to be okay. It's not, you know, it's not going to be breast cancer. Like, I'll be fine. And because my boyfriend, he had offered to go with me. And he was working nights at that time. And I was like, no, like, you're going to wake up. Like, don't worry, I'll be okay. I don't think he's going to tell me anything bad. And yeah, no, the radiologist sat me down and I was by myself and he was like, well, your results are back and you have breast cancer. And when he said that, I felt like I hallucinated.
I bet.
I felt like I hallucinated.
It was an out-of-body
Yes,
experience.
it was an
I'm quite
out-of-body
sure.
experience. And like I lost like feeling in my legs. And I was like, wait a minute, what did he just say? Did he just say what I think he said?
Yeah.
And for a split second,
Mm-hmm.
it was this like thought came into my head of what if I just pretend I didn't hear any of this and go on with my life and you know.
Mm-hmm.
And the radiologist, I don't know if he read my mind, but he looked at me.
Did.
Yeah, he looked at me and he looked at me dead in the eyes and he said, I don't want you to run from this. He's like, I need you to face this.
Okay.
And I just started crying.
Yeah. Yeah.
And from there, everything just moved so fast.
I bet. At
yeah.
28, yeah, it's like, oh my God, I'm
Yeah.
in a spin circle. Like,
What am I gonna do?
Yeah.
And like I said, I was packing my stuff to leave for Washington
to leave
D.C.
for Washington, D.C.
on Sunday.
Wow.
So
you had to regroup.
So I had to regroup. I had to, figure out what I needed to do. I canceled my away rotation, and the radiologist sent me up to a surgeon, and then and I was in the lobby of the surgeon, like waiting to see the surgeon to see if he wanted, what, like I needed a referral to an oncologist and everything, and it was just I could not stop crying, and it was just tears and tears and tears, but it was just silent tears because I just felt so lost. Like I didn't know what to do. I didn't know where to go, what was gonna happen. I just felt so lost.
Yeah.
And like without direction. And then I get referred to the oncologist, and I see the oncologist, and she's like, this is gonna. I basically had to come to terms with the fact that I would not be applying to residency that year. Everything would be canceled. I still wanted to finish medical school, but as far as the path that I was on to apply to residency and start residency, it was just not feasible. So I see my oncologist, and she explains to me, this is the treatment, this is what it's going to look like. She's like, you will lose all your hair.
And by the way, girl, you rocking it.
Thank you.
You have the perfect. I was looking at you, your ear. You have the perfect head. Since you have to be that way, you're rocking it.
I have been
I'm
told that I
telling
have a
you.
nicely shaped head,
You
which I'm glad, which is
do.
a pleasant surprise.
Because I don't know if this. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, I
No,
digress.
you're fine.
But
You're fine.
you do.
So, yeah, she explains to me that I'm going to lose my hair, and that I'm going to be, because of the nature of my breast cancer, I will have to be on hormone suppression for the rest of my life.
Oh, wow.
So, like, in that moment, I was like, so I'm going to be in menopause for the rest of my life? And she said, yes, possibly. And I said, okay. And she's like, have you thought about fertility planning?
That's
have
what
you
I was
thought
gonna
about
ask you that question.
egg freezing? And
yes.
I'm just coming to terms with the fact that I had cancer, and
Now you're asking me all these questions. Yeah.
And
but that is something that, as a young woman, you have to address for down the road if you're planning to have children or what have you. So
it's like even people who get diagnosed who already have kids, if they want more kids, if they want to get a mastectomy, if they don't want to get a mastectomy, and there's when you're younger, there's a lot more variables.
There are than someone who's much older,
Yes.
who's lived their life or who's had their children and who have grandchildren, and you're absolutely correct.
And I think part of that really kind of caught, like that part of having to make those life choices so soon really caught me off guard. Because like I said, I'm coming to terms with the fact that I have cancer, and now you're asking me about kids. Now I'm coming to terms with, like, I'm trying to deal with all the
all these other stuff, all this medical stuff, and now you're telling me to think about the future, what I want. I don't know what I want. So from that, what did you decide? Do you mind sharing?
Yeah, no,
what
I don't
you-
mind sharing.
what
So it actually had to be a kind of a split second decision.
Oh.
Yeah, I did not have the luxury of thinking it over, and so she had asked me, she was like, have you thought about fertility planning and freezing your eggs? And I said, no, I haven't. And then she was like, do you want me to call the fertility doctor and see if he can squeeze you in for like a round to like freeze your eggs? And she called him and he didn't pick up. And she was like, look, if we delay your treatment, she's like, by 2 months, she's like, I don't know what the outcome is going to be and how it's going to affect you. She was like, and not only are we delaying your treatment, right? She's like, we're also going to pump you full of hormones that fuel your cancer, right? Because my cancer is estrogen, progesterone, and HER2 positive. So I'm triple positive.
Triple positive, too.
Yes.
Someone else just shared that.
That's also, again, I think the rarest subtype of cancer.
And it's very aggressive,
Yes.
is what I've heard, yeah.
So she was, she basically told me that it was my decision. She was like, but in all honesty, she said, you are my patient. She said, not your kids. And she was like, and I'm advocating for you. And at that moment, what felt right to me was to just go ahead and start my treatment and not decide to freeze my eggs. And that was a very hard decision to come to terms with, because I felt rushed into it. I felt forced into it. Not forced, not by my oncologist, but by the situation.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, I don't regret my decision at all whatsoever. I think in the future, if I do want kids, it'll just look different.
Absolutely.
Adoption is an option.
Yeah.
It's still on the table.
Yeah.
But I'm very thankful I made that decision, because after my initial visit with her, she sent me to get a CT scan of my chest, abdomen, and pelvis, just to make sure that it hadn't spread. And I think I saw her on Thursday, and then I got my CT scan on Monday, and then Tuesday her office called me and was like, hey, the doctor would like to come see you Wednesday as soon as possible. And I was like, okay, like what's going on? What? And they were like, oh, we don't know.
They can't discuss it, but they just know.
Yeah. And I know that, you don't call someone in for good news. You call someone in for bad news.
Gotcha.
And I had gotten a hold of the CT scan report before I was able to see her. It's on my chart, so
it's on my chart.
Yes.
And it does pop up early. My chart pops up before you go see the doctor.
Yes.
So you're
so
right.
it's on my chart. So
right.
So I looked at the report, and that's when I found out that I had metastasis in my liver.
Oh, wow.
So it had spread to my liver, and at that moment, it was that feeling all over again, right?
It was like a double
yes.
whammy.
It's like here I was just I was getting over the fact that I was diagnosed with cancer. And then now I was coming to terms with the fact that I was going to be in menopause for the rest of my life potentially, and I wasn't going to be able to have my own kids, and I was going to lose all my hair, and then now it's metastatic in my liver, and this is all within the span of, I want to say, a week and a half.
Wow.
Yeah. So that was very hard emotionally and mentally. Yeah. Very, very tough. Very, very tough. Two-ish, 1.5 weeks. But and I remember I do what you're not supposed to do, which is Google what my life.
Oh my goodness.
Google what my life expectancy is.
That's what they tell you. Don't Google anything, but that's what we do. We want to.
So I do what I'm not supposed to do, and Google my life expectancy, and it's like 36 months, and now I'm.
Oh, now you're
yes.
really into a set of depression and all
now
that
I'm
craziness.
spiraling, hysterically crying, and
Yeah.
And that was a very rough day. And so she sees me that after I found the CT scan report, she sees me that next morning, and she sat me down and she told me, I was like, I already know what you're going to tell me. She's like, yeah, I know you looked at the report.
Right.
She said I would have done the same thing.
Yeah, that's right.
And that's when she told me that stage 4 breast cancer, is not untreatable, but it is
Right.
uncurable. And I had been very naive up until that point. That, I don't know, I guess it never occurred to me that it wasn't curable.
Right. You learn things along the way. But yeah.
And that was very hard to accept. I'm still coming to terms with it now. But I think being diagnosed with it at such a young age and realizing that this is going to be something I'm going to battle with potentially for the rest of my life, you know, or, I'm going to have scans every 6 months.
Every 6 months. Gotcha.
Or I'm going to be on medication for the rest of my life. It doesn't mean that I won't get to live my life to the fullest, or that it's going to stop me. And I think
right.
that's what I'm learning now.
Yes.
That's what I'm learning now. So that day when she told me it was in my liver, that evening I actually was scheduled to get my port put in. So
okay.
I went from crying about it being in my liver straight into surgery for my port.
Oh my God.
And it was funny because I was just a mess. I was crying in the lobby. I was crying in the pre-op room, and I was just so anxious. And I had asked the nurse if she could give me some Ativan, which is to help me relax.
Oh yes, ma'am.
And she gave it to me, and then I still kept crying. And then another nurse came by, and she's like, "Did you already get your Ativan?" And I'm like crying. I'm like, "Yes, I already did."
Give me some more. Oh boy.
But
so you had your port put in.
Yes, that same day.
That afternoon.
And I guess since she had already kind of known that it was in my liver, she wanted to start my...
Yes, immediately.
Yeah. So we jump-started my treatment. I was originally scheduled to start it at the end of July, and I got diagnosed mid-June, and I started at the beginning of July.
Oh, wow. Fast pace.
Yes,
yeah.
it was all very, very fast.
Okay. So you're in the middle of treatments?
No, I'm actually... It's 6 cycles every 3 weeks.
6 cycles every 3 weeks.
And I just finished cycle 5. So October 16th is when I get my 6th cycle.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm excited.
16th, day before Paint the Town Pink.
Yes, I saw that.
Well, we sure hope you can come and join us for Paint the Town Pink.
I would love to.
We're going to have an amazing time. We have a time with Thrivers, and you all have a parade and go across the stage, and just a time of celebration. But so in all of this, and you're still on the journey, and you shared about your treatment plan, and I know you have some amazing people that have been there. One is here with us, your mom,
Yes.
and your sister and your boyfriend, and there are others, I'm quite sure. So when you told your mother, I know it was very hard to do. What did you say? How did you tell Mom? Did you say, "Mom, I got something to tell you"?
Yeah. So I had to tell my mom.
You told her first, your sister first? Or
No, I ended up telling, who did I tell first? I told my sister first.
Okay.
I told my
Gotcha.
sister first, and she was on, my sister's a nurse.
Yeah.
Yes, my sister's a nurse, and she was on her way to work.
Oh my.
Yeah. She's still a little upset about that till this day. She's like, I can't believe you told me while I was at work.
You told me before I went to work. Couldn't you wait till after work or something? But
and then I also had to tell other people that are like mother figures to me. So like my dean at Mercer campus, like I had to sit them both down, and I had to tell them, and that was hard. That was hard. I actually told my mom last because I was just so nervous and so scared. Yes. And I wasn't scared of her. I was just scared of hurting her, if that makes sense. Like I knew it was going to be hard for her. But it's really funny though. Both my deans and my parents both thought I was going to tell them I was pregnant. And
Okay.
and when
You're like, Lord, I wish it
yeah,
would have been that.
I wish it, and that's exactly what my dean said. She was like, I wish you would just told me you were pregnant. I that would be so much easier.
Yeah.
But no, I drove up to Dalton. Me and my boyfriend
So
drove
you
up.
drove to Mom. Okay.
I drove to Mom 3 hours, and we kind of sat down, and we sat them down, and I was like, hey, like, we have something to talk about. Like, we want to tell you guys something. And my dad's like, oh, I already know what it's going to be. And I'm like, I'm not pregnant. Like, if that's what you think, like, I'm not pregnant.
I'm not getting married.
Yeah.
I'm not pregnant right now.
Yeah.
Right now.
And I just had to say it. Like, I couldn't beat around the bush. I was just like, I got diagnosed with breast cancer, and I need treatment. And they both just kind of looked at me like in shock. And, my mom took it very hard. She cried. And that was really hard to hear.
Yeah.
Like I said, I knew it was going to hurt her, so that's why I was scared to tell her. But towards the end, before I left, she came up to me. She was like, I need to be strong for you.
Yes.
And she said, and I'm going to gather all the strength that I can. She's like, to be here for you.
Yes.
And that's really all I needed at that moment.
That's exactly. Because as a mother, you want to fix everything for your child, and you don't want your child to hurt or what have you. So I get it. I get it. So, but it seems like Mom and you and
I've had a
and
great
strong.
support system. I honestly, I couldn't have done this without my support system. My boyfriend has been amazing throughout this entire thing. He's been my rock. He's been there, through all my spirals and and holding my hand. And my mom has been there too. Every chemo treatment, she comes down and spends time with me and my sister. My sister actually, they kind of trade
Alternate?
off. Yeah,
Okay.
alternate to come help me. Especially, like, I need the most help right after my chemo, but like after that, sometimes when I'm on rotations, like even if it is, like a light rotation or something, I'm still very exhausted.
So you are now in your 4th year.
Yes.
Of medical school. So will you still be going and doing the residency? Is it?
Yes.
Like you'll go to, you're applying now for residency, correct?
Yes. So,
okay.
like in the correct timeline, I would have been applying right now. But right now, like I said, this just wasn't feasible with my treatment. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish medical school and graduate, right?
Okay.
And then that following year, apply for residency to start residency in 2028.
Okay.
And like what, I guess, I don't know if most people know this, but like in order to become a board certified doctor, we have to pick a specialty.
Right.
And that specialty is what we do our residency in. And applying to residency, it's like applying to med school all over again.
All over again.
Yes, it's essays and interviews and you do audition rotations where you rotate at that hospital and they see if they like you. It's a very grueling process.
Yeah.
So that's why I decided to take a step back, and I was like,
So have you decided, or you're leaning towards an area?
I know I want to work with cancer patients. I don't know if that is in the capacity of an oncologist.
Okay.
Or the capacity of a primary care doctor, or in the capacity of like a psychiatrist who focuses on cancer. Yeah.
Aspect.
Because as I've gone further in my chemo journey, the first 3 chemos or 2 chemos were the easiest physically, but mentally they were the hardest. Mentally they were the hardest. And now I think physically it's gone harder, but mentally it's been getting a lot easier. Now that I've, I've seen a psychiatrist, I'm on the right medications to help me. And I think that's a lot of things that like people don't understand or people don't know, because I can't imagine going through this journey not having the medical background that I do, and understanding why these things are happening, and being like, okay, this is a side effect. Like the steroids for me were really hard. They made me feel like I was crazy. Like I really,
bet.
But I can't imagine going through that and not knowing why. Not
Right.
knowing why this is happening, not knowing what to do about it, not knowing. So, and I feel like a lot of cancer patients do go through that. Like they don't understand the medications, the side effects, the this and that, and it must be really frustrating to have all these feelings or have all these symptoms and not understand why it's happening or how to deal with it. And I think that's why I'm leaning more towards like either psychiatry or primary care for
the
cancer patients.
Well, you, oh my God, you have a story.
Yeah.
You have a story you have been through, and I just want to have one last question in regards to the West Central Georgia Cancer Coalition. How did you learn about it, and what does it mean to you?
So I learned about it, one, through the social worker at Piedmont, Janet. She had told me about it, but at that time, honestly, I was going through so much. So I feel like I kind of sped run the first, like, the first half, and then the second half I was catching up.
Right.
Because it wasn't until this last fourth or fifth treatment that I finally got in contact with you guys.
Yeah.
And was finally able to like formally, introduce myself and
Right.
be a part of this. But I think to me, it means strength. Because the support network that I've tapped into, I haven't been able to use yet, but that I've tapped into through the West Cancer Coalition has been amazing. The opportunities that Ms. Geraldine has told me about are really exciting. To be able to give back to this community that helped me, and to be able to, connect with other people
Sure.
like me in a similar situation like me, and just to, like I said, it gives me more strength whenever I see other thrivers, and it gives me encouragement, and it gives me motivation.
Right.
And I think at the beginning of this journey, I felt very alone and very lonely. And even when I went to, they have a breast cancer month meeting at
Yes.
Piedmont, and it was
Support
great.
group.
They were amazing. I had a nice time, but I was the youngest one there by 20 years. And to me at that time, mentally, I wasn't in the best place. And it was very frustrating sometimes hearing other people's stories and them saying, oh, like, I want to watch my grandchildren grow up. And it's like, well, I want to grow up.
Yeah.
Like,
Gotcha.
forget like, I want to grow up.
I want to grow up. Gotcha.
And I think that made me feel very isolated. But I think now that I'm in a better headspace mentally and I've processed a lot of it, also I'm a big advocate of therapy, by the way.
Yes, absolutely.
Therapy during
That
treatment
is so important.
It's so important. So important.
Well, it sounds like you and I have some work to do for our community.
Yes.
Because I, recognize and understand that there are young women, 20 plus, that are breast cancer thrivers. And so part of our mission is education. And so I, would love to continue our conversation and just try to get some more resources for younger, women. And as you said, just letting them know that there are, other resources and that, hey, we're here together and we're going to, go through this together. So.
And I do, like I said, I felt very alone at the beginning. Now that I've processed a lot of those feelings, I feel a lot better. And now I feel solidarity regardless of the age. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I felt like for a while I was very angry. Like, why did this have to happen to me? And like I said, I'm accepting it more now. And I see this as an opportunity to help somebody else feel like they're not alone.
Absolutely.
And after treatment, like, through the West Cancer Coalition, whatever events may happen, it's like I want to put my face out there.
That's
I want
exactly
to-
what I was just about to say. Yes, ma'am. We will definitely.
We're on the same page.
Like right here, this podcast is a beginning.
Yeah.
But even with our Paint the Town Pink and just sharing your story on our Facebook page and on our website, about the face of cancer. It doesn't have, and I've said it over and over again, it doesn't have an age, it doesn't have a race, it doesn't have a male or female.
No, it affects everyone.
It affects everyone.
Whenever
it decides to. But thank you so much. I really appreciate you just pouring your heart out and opening up to our audience and letting them know what you've gone through in the journey and the support that you've had on this journey. And thank you so much. This is Cheryl Johnson, and until next time with our Thriving Against the Odds podcast.